Oh, okay, can everybody see me now? Wait a minute. Can y'all see me now? Okay.
See.
Who is that? Can you see me? You said you could? Okay.
Yeah, we see.
Okay, good. I got it working. All right. Okay, who was that guy on the mic? Somebody was on the mic. Go ahead. Let me see. Oh, okay. Hold on. Instagram. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put it on there now. Here I come. Y'all don't understand. It's just me by myself. Y'all have to give me a minute to set it up. I didn't forget you guys. I know I have to share you. Okay, yeah, I see it on Facebook. Okay, here I come with the groups now, inshallah. You sisters are so impatient, but I'm glad to see that y'all are happy about the classes. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, this will be, oh, I don't need that. I'm sorry, wrong group. That'll be barakah. Inshallah, this will be barakah for me when I'm long gone. I'm glad to see. Really? One of the sisters says, this is what she looks forward to. You do? You look forward to my classes every day? Alhamdulillah. That's good. And I can see from a lot of you that your strength, your iman is growing. Seriously, I can see it. I know as a teacher, I have to come down on y'all sometimes, but that's how a teacher is. We have to know our students' strengths and our students' weaknesses. I try to push you guys to the next level, but I know when to back off too. At least I try to read you well so I can back off and not push you too hard where you end up caving in, losing hope, and all of that nonsense. But I have to say, I am extremely proud of you, the new Muslims here in Sunnah followers. I see the growth. A lot of you have been with me for a year since last Ramadan. And mashallah, you've come a long way. You've come a long way since last Ramadan in your practice and in your understanding of this deen. So I'm proud of y'all. I really am. So I may seem harsh. Understand, I'm not as harsh as, I got to push you though. I have to push you. Because if I don't push you, y'all going to sit there and just throw in the towel. Y'all know. I had too many people sugarcoating the deen for you. Okay, let me set this up. Finish. Okay, I got it in the groups on Facebook. And I personally am going to log in on Facebook on my phone today so I can watch what's going on there. So I'm on Facebook, although I can see what you type here too. And Instagram, I'm getting ready to put you guys on here. Give me a second. So I can watch your stuff too. And there's Twitter. Okay, there's Twitter. And I'm going to Instagram. I'm going to share YouTube. Okay. I'll be sharing, inshallah, my video to Zoom from Twitter. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it. I see what freaks you guys out. Oh my God, people post all kind of stuff on Twitter, or don't they? Yeah, I see why y'all freak out. All that negativity. It's just pathetic. Muslims go too far. That's the problem with us as a nation. We don't know balance. We're just too far. Either we to the extreme right, the extreme left. We just don't know how to find that balance, even when it comes to posting, extreme. Okay, give me another sec. So we're almost set up. Oh, yes. Telegram. Okay, here I come. All these programs I forget. Okay, here we go. Telegram. I'm going to join both Telegram and Facebook. with my cell phone. Okay, because I got followers on Telegram too. Oh, I got more followers on Telegram. Who are all these people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I got 20 people right here on Telegram. Who are you? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sunnahfollowers. Who are these people? Wait a minute, hold on, I'm going to make it this way. I like Telegram too. Yeah, the brother here said he likes Telegram because it ain't all that fitna. Yeah, you're right. Where you from? How did you find out about my website? Oh, they told you, Dr. Assam. No wonder. You speak Arabic? You got an Egyptian name. I can tell you're Egyptian with the name you have. That's an Egyptian name. Yeah, he said he speaks several languages, but yeah, Arabic is his number one language. Yeah, he said Dr. Assam. He's a colleague. He says, I am a colleague of Dr. Assam. So that means you must be a PhD in medicine too or something. I can see. Colleague. Yeah, he is. He said he's a professor. Okay. MashaAllah. You like my lectures? Oh, he says I'm from his family. Oh, here we go. Another DNA. We're related? He says he's related to me. Fair as no, I got another Dr. Assam and found another one of my long lost Arabic relatives. You're Sadat too? This, yeah, I figure. Sadat family. Oh, Lord. I need to come visit. He says they're waiting to welcome me home. One day, inshallah, when my brother goes back to Egypt, because my brother visits Egypt a lot, maybe I'll have my brother take me so I can meet all my long lost relatives here. I heard the whole city is mostly you guys. And what's it begin with the M that you all live in? What's that part of Egypt? Begins with an M. That's where most all my relatives are, I heard. That's true? Yeah, that's the name. Yes. Oh, mashallah. 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 He said I would like it there. That's where my family is, and they're all religious. You know, somebody else told me that most of my Sadat relatives that live there are religious, like me. He said, yes, they're all religious, and they welcome me home. He said, they welcome you home with open arms. You need to come. Okay. Inshallah. Next time my brother goes to visit, maybe I'll come there. I like to meet you guys. I know we all look alike. The pictures I've seen of the sisters, I met some of them off of my ancestry.com. I'm surprised at how strong the genes are. All of this. My mother always told me. Yeah, my mother told me that my eyes were my father's. A lot of people think I look like my mother, but when they see my father, oh, my eyes are shaped like a Chinese light. And I noticed that from the DNA, when I did at ancestry.com and you guys started popping up, we all look alike. The eyebrows, thick, dark eyebrows and eyes. It's weird. Yeah, Coptic. He said we're Copts. Yeah, I know. I found that out too. We're from the ancient Egyptians. Yeah, subhanallah. So we're ancient Egypt. I know. I'm from the ancient Egyptians. I've always known that. Yeah. So that's the eyes and eyebrows. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Well, it's good to meet you, cousin. Cousin. Cousins are important in America. Yeah, we're like brother and sister in America, cousins. So it's good to meet another cousin from my father's family. May Allah bless you all. And inshallah, I'll come home, as you all say, to meet the family. They welcome me with open arms, huh? I know. I hear that all the time. I need to get my Arabic together. I know. I don't speak Arabic, but my brother does. Yeah. He speaks it fluently. He lived there for a while. Yeah. So he speaks it. Anyway, well, welcome here. And hope you enjoy my class and give salams to all my relatives home in Egypt. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I know. Okay. We are. Is everybody joining? I'm just chit-chatting to let people join in. I had a couple of students ask me to hold the class for them. Who's in there? I can't open up the Zoom room. Can somebody tell me who all is there so I can see if the sister's in there to ask me to hold the room, to hold my class? Who's there?
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I see y'all.
Okay, who was that other person?
Lucy.
Okay, everybody's at the people. Okay, Lucy. Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me get this set up now. So we got logged in on everything. Here we go. I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. What's it called? The other thing. And I want to keep my focus on Facebook today. The reason why is because didn't Mina ask me to focus on Facebook, y'all?
YouTube.
Yes, the YouTube, she said, yeah.
Oh, y'all got the YouTube covered, right?
Yeah, Facebook is the one I was telling you about. But I got you.
Okay, I got Facebook.
And all of us, Mallory.
Okay, I'm on Facebook now, then, inshallah. So I'll have it covered. Okay, inshallah. All right, I think we're ready. I got my family watching me today from Egypt. Sadats. Okay. Ina alhamdulillah wa salam wa salamallah wa rasulallah. Welcome to our series of Aqidah. I know my family's going to give me about Arabic as usual. Okay. But Aqidah refers to our belief system as Muslims. Okay. And it's the most important aspect of a Muslim. We have to assure that our belief system is as Allah commands it to be. And like I tell the new shahadas here, Amina's here. Alhamdulillah, Amina. I tell the new shahadas, I explain and emphasize to you guys all the time that it doesn't matter what good deeds you do. If your belief system is not correct, they're not accepted. And this is why there will be no Christians in paradise. And I lost one follower, a brother who I really liked here, but he could not accept that. Every time we find that reality out, we have a hard time accepting it. I didn't make the laws. I didn't make the rules. I'm just a conveyor of the truth. Allah made the laws. Allah says that the reason why Christians are non-believers is because they don't worship him the way he commanded. We have to worship Allah the way he commanded, not worship him our own way. Okay? Allah tells us in the Quran, anyone who dies upon a belief system or dies upon a way other than the way of Islam, it will never be accepted of them. I didn't make this law or this rule. Allah did. It's just my job, to remind you. That's it. So when you guys come to me and ask me those type of questions and I give you the answer with the evidence like I always do, because I'm not going to give you an answer if I can't give you the clear evidence. Okay, then you have to accept it, or you can just not accept it, but don't get angry at me. All right. I want all the new Muslims to understand that. Is that clear, sisters? I know. My cat is sick. I have, by the way, guys, my cat, my Maine Coon, Sammy, he's dying. I don't know what he got, but he's dying. And it's just sad that I'm just dealing with my cat. Yeah. Come here, Sammy. He's crying. He looks so bad. He lost about a lot of weight. He's not going to be around much longer. He's old. What can I say? He's 20 something. But anyway, it's just sad. But anyway, subhanAllah, guys, it's just my job as a daya to tell you and remind you of what Allah says. It's not my, don't get angry with me. And also, I want to also speak about something else too. I want all of you new Muslims to understand, I am proud of you. I can see the growth that many of you sisters have made in the past year that you've been listening to me and coming here. You sisters have grown in your understanding of this religion. A lot of you are wearing hijab now, and that's great. That means that you have grown in your practice too. Because before, when you came here, you refused to wear hijab. But now look how many of you are covering up beautifully, and you're wearing the abayas too. I'm so proud of you. But I want you sisters to realize, for every growth you take in the direction of Allah to get closer to him, know that Shaitan will send all type of stuff to try to knock you backwards. This is when the trial begins. When your faith implants itself within your heart, that's when your trials begin, because your personal jinn, he hoovers around in your heart and he can see that it's growing. So he's going to do everything in his power to take you sisters away from your place of knowledge, your environment of knowledge. You've learned a lot from me being here. The basics of Islam, the things that the people that gave you Shahada should have taught you, but they didn't, because they don't understand it themselves. So now that your iman has been raised up, you're getting closer to Allah, you're wearing hijab, you're making all 5 of your prayers now instead of just praying every now and then. You're staying away from that which you know is haram. Many of you sisters are spending more time at home instead of out in the streets like you used to. So your jinn is angry. So he's going to tell you, he's going to whisper in your heart and tell you sisters to start nitpicking. I call it the nitpicking. The nitpicking against lailanasheeba, your teacher. He wants to take you away from me, the one that's given you the foundations of Islam that should have been given to you when you took Shahada. So he's going to have you nitpick. I received a comment today from one of my new sisters who's been coming here for a while, who's grown in her understanding and her practice. She had the nerve. I put out, I've been putting out the shorts now, alhamdulillah, and I want to talk about that too. Remind me to talk about Muhammad Ziyada too. But anyway, alhamdulillah, I've been putting out shorts, shorts to try to advertise the classes, to try to advertise the website and all of that. Okay, I am not, and I repeat, I am not using music. I am not using music. Do not be duped. Okay, I am not using musical instruments. That's music. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said musical instruments. Musical instruments. Musical instruments are the handiwork of Shaitan. I am not using no instruments in none of my shorts. Y'all understand that? You can make sounds without using musical instruments. Y'all understand that? We talked about that. The shorts that I am putting out are made by human voice. And singing is not haram. Okay? So don't allow your personal jinn to whisper into your heart to try to cause you to nitpick at lailanasheeba, because first of all, you ain't qualified. Let me just break it down, and I ain't being arrogant. You ain't qualified to nitpick at me. I'm the master on that, okay? First of all, I'm 3 times your age, literally. 3 times your age. And you should know that with age comes a little bit of wisdom. Maybe I know something you don't know. Maybe I got a hookup. And first of all, you should ask yourself, why would I put myself in a position to be attacked? Don't y'all know that? Do you think that I would be stupid enough to put myself in a position to be attacked by people without being able to make a comeback? Come on, I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. So the simple fact that I'm putting something out there should say, well, she ain't stupid enough to put out something that people can use to take her down. So you sisters need to stop that. And this is one of the reasons why there's going to be more women in hell than men. Because we can't control, like Aisha radiallahu anha said, we women have a problem with that jealousy. She had a problem with it. I did too when I was younger. I outgrew it. Aisha outgrew it too. Okay? We women don't like the idea of another woman knowing something more than us. We women don't like the idea of another woman being prettier than us. So we women are more quick, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because of women's jealousy. A woman will follow a wayward man to hell. That's an authentic hadith. Because of our jealousy of another woman, rather than learn from Aisha radiallahu anha, the women would run to Ibn Masud, knowing that Ibn Masud didn't know nothing about women issues over Aisha. Umar appointed Aisha radiallahu anha to handle all fatwa about women issues. When Umar became the caliph, he said, any issues regarding women, y'all take it to Aisha radiallahu anha. She knows the fiqh of all of that. He said, any issues involving family life, take it to Aisha. There were, as Islam expanded throughout the Roman Empire, throughout Syria, and then throughout Persia, women were jealous of Aisha still. They were still coming to Medina, going to Ibn Masud. When they went to Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar, they would refer them. Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar would refer to people like Umar said, go to Aisha about your women issue. You women in the back, y'all can go talk to Aisha. But Ibn Masud entertained them. So he would give them some answers that weren't correct, like the one about a woman being like a dog breaking your prayer. Aisha had to correct him on that. Okay? And Aisha would say, you sisters just won't listen. Y'all keep running to me about what Ibn Masud is saying. She said, but my thing is, why come y'all won't come here to me and learn it from me anyway? She said, because you're just like my husband, the prophet said. My husband, the prophet, had to admonish me, she said, for my jealousy. She said, the prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we women are so jealous that we would follow a wayward man, not saying Ibn Masud is wayward because he wasn't. She said, but we would rather listen to a wayward man and follow him to hell than learn from another woman because of our jealousy. And the women are the same way today. You sisters, you admit how much you've learned and how you've grown in your relationship with Allah and your practice, but now you letting your jinn step in and try to nitpick at Layla. Y'all ain't qualified. Don't nitpick at me, little girls. I'm gonna tell y'all the way it is. Little girls, don't nitpick with lailanasheeba. You ain't qualified. Number one. Number two, do you think I'm stupid? I've been dealing with crazy people all my life. Remember, I grew up in the 60s, the civil rights movement. I dealt with a lot of crazy stuff then. The 70s were a terrible era too. Then came the 80s. Then came the 90s. You ain't qualified to rumble with me. You can't rumble with me. Because one thing I've learned in my 62 years is how to cover my behind. I learned how to cover my behind. So the sick, jealous, envious, hateful people can't use stuff against me. So lower your wing. As Allah says in the Quran, sisters, lower your wing. And when you start trying to nitpick and find error with me, like something as stupid as you got music, because you don't know the difference between a musical instrument and music, because you don't know the hadith. Say a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim to your jinn and go sit down. Seriously, sisters. That's why so many of you sisters are women are messed up today. Y'all allow your men, you allow men to abuse you and give y'all information that's not true because you're too jealous of another woman. You will go listen to those innovators because you know that they ain't no threat to you. But then when it come to me, I'm a threat. Why am I a threat? Because of the truth? I'm 3 times your age. You will never see me in real life probably because you ain't that close to me. Okay? Your husband won't never come in contact with me either. And I'm half dead. I got 2 feet in the grave. So what are you jealous of? Seriously, women, get it together. Learn the deen. And when your personal jinn starts whispering for you to try to demean somebody or find fault with them, like Aisha told those crazy women from Syria with their see-through clothing. They had on see-through clothing and didn't want to listen to her. Like she told them, you come in here with see-through clothing on. And you the same women that strip off your clothes and do public baths naked with each other. Like she told them, you got a long way to go and you want to come in here and try to jump crump with me and try to nitpick me? Oh no, you sisters better go sit down somewhere. You understand? This is for the young girls. I'm talking to young girls who think that they can try to nitpick Layla. You ain't qualified. If a man can't nitpick me, what makes you think you can? Sit down and learn. All right? Okay, that's my admonishment for today. And by the way, before I start the lecture too, I want to also share with you guys what I've been working on all morning with Dr. Jamali. I know a lot of you have come to me about the problems with internet, how the internet, social media is playing a problem in your personal lives with your children, your husbands, your wives, and everything else? Well, inshallah, February 2nd, y'all write this down. I'm going to put out a big advertisement. February 2nd, inshallah, I will have for my Q&A show, instead of me doing Q&A, I'm going to have a special presentation. We will have two guests. We will have Dr. Ibrahim Jamali and also Brother Muhammad Ziada. Brother Muhammad Ziada gave lectures here before. He's a police officer, you know, and he's a police officer from out of Florida. And he deals with a lot dealing with social media and the impact it has on this nation. So our focus will be the impact of social media on this nation, how to climb out of its web. We're going to talk about, Brother Muhammad Ziada is going to speak about the dangers of social media, how it destroys marriages, how it destroys your children. And he's going to also speak about things we can do to try to overcome it. So write this down on your calendars. This is going to be great. February 2nd from 9 till 11 Eastern Standard Time. February 2nd from 9 to 11. That's a Friday. Okay. So that's what we're working on now. I'll be putting some advertisements out. And again, I want to thank Sister, by the way, this who does our so-called music. Our music is done by this sister here. Sister, I call her Geechee. Y'all know. What's her name again? Jean-Louis, one of my Rough Riders. Hello! From out of Brooklyn. One of my Rough Riders. Jean-Louis does all that background stuff that y'all talking about. It ain't music. She's a professional. She used to earn her living doing that. Yeah, she was one of the Rough Riders. I keep telling y'all. Y'all think I'm playing? I ain't playing. So that stuff is real. When you got professional people, you get professional quality. And it does sound good. It sounds like music, but it's not. That's Jean-Louis. Jean-Louis, she's doing all that for us. May Allah bless her. But she's a professional. I keep telling y'all, I'm bringing professionalism to Sunnahfollowers. I'm trying to get us up there. We got to have real people. So that's why we need your donations. Now y'all see, this stuff don't come free. We have to pay for this. And we are a nonprofit organization. That's why I'm always begging y'all for donations. You know, I got Jean-Louis making all those jingles. There's programs that we use for that to make it sound like music, even though it's not music. Those are programs we're using. And that stuff costs money each month. Okay. So please support this dawah effort. And by the way, you know, we need y'all's donations desperately because it's the middle of the month almost, and they're taking out their fees for all the programs that we run. And please support us, guys. Please, please scan that QR code or Zelle us or go to PayPal me, Sunnahfollowers. We need them donations badly. But yeah, because I want to advertise too. Let me tell y'all, this is why we need money. For the special that Brother Muhammad is going to do, Muhammad Ziada, on social media, I want to advertise it. I want to put out advertising on Facebook. I'm going to have to pay money for that. So, you know, please donate because I want to just pay to advertise him for 2 weeks so we can get a lot of Muslims because he's an expert on that stuff. He's an expert on that. And the Muslims need to hear how the social media is destroying our families and destroying us. So please send in some donations, guys, so I can get I can pay for to advertise. I got 2 weeks I can advertise Brother Muhammad's special lecture. All right. So those are the announcements for today. So let's get started on the class. And again, for those of you who have not yet bought the book, Diluting Wala and Al Bala Volume 2, this is the book. The book is $19.99. You can purchase it at Amazon.com. This is the second volume of the book, written by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. There's his picture. That's why I use his picture so y'all can see who he is. Okay, and that's me. Everybody need to know who I am since I'm the one teaching this book. So volume 2 focuses on how to awaken your faith in a non-faith-centered world. So you go to Amazon.com and get the book. And today I did post up, I posted it up on a Facebook and YouTube. We will be covering pages 22 through 24. And the thing that I like about volume 2 of this book, the first part one of the volume 2, Kareem Abu Zaid focuses in on, recapping what the main things we discussed in volume 1. So for those Muslims who are new, for those of you who are joining my classes for the first time, you're not missing anything. It's just like we're at the beginning of number 1, because you are again being recapped as to where we are now, So part 1 of this book focuses in on recapping the things that we learned in volume 1. So I'm going to put the PowerPoint up on the screen and we're going to get started. There will be a quiz to cover what we discussed tonight after the end of it. And I want to encourage everyone to do as my students are doing, because I am a professional teacher. I want you guys to screenshot my PowerPoints so that way you can print them out, which on your cell phone at the end of the class, and then you can staple them together and then clip them. Use a paper clip and clip them to page 21 of the book, so that way you will have it as to follow, along with and all that. Okay, so let's get started. Let me put up. I got it ready, right? First, let's start with Zoom. Yeah, my real students are here in Zoom, y'all. And let me tell y'all, Zoomers, you better wake up and smell the coffee, Zoom people, and get these answers together. Okay, let me share them first. I'm sharing Zoom to Twitter. Is that Twitter? Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at me on Twitter. Okay, that's Twitter. For the rest of us, we're going to, share you guys to, well, where's my background? That's why I keep my snow going. I'll put the snow on. Yeah. Y'all. And by the way, winter storm here where I live at. Boy, y'all, I hope y'all got y'all groceries. It's snowing like crazy here where I live. But anyway, let's hope my internet don't go out. That's how bad it is. But let's go to the PowerPoint. This should be it. Can y'all see that? Okay, let's make it bigger. All right. And now let's make even bigger than that. Inshallah. Woo! There it is. I'm getting better at it, guys. There it is. So this is our third session of volume 2. And today we'll be covering pages 21 through 24. Everybody take out your book and you should be reading along with me as I summarize what the Sheikh is talking about here. Okay? So in pages 21 through 24, what Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid does is he is recapping what we discussed in the first chapter of volume 1 about the Salaf and their Islamic understanding of Wala and Al Bala. So that's what he is speaking about here. I know some of the sisters said, Layla, I'm having a hard time understanding the book. That's what I'm here for. Like I tell you guys, I don't care how many PhDs you got. You cannot teach yourself Islam. Even if just because you buy a book and read it, don't think you're going to go away understanding what's being taught. You have to learn from the people of knowledge. I can teach you this because this is my specialty. My specialty as a dawah is Aqidah, and Hadith. Those are my specialties. Not Quran, not recitation. Stay in your lane. My lane is Aqidah and Hadith. That's what I'm at. Okay? So that's why I'm able to explain this stuff to you. Okay? But you can't read it yourself. So just follow along for the sister that emailed me. That's what I'm here for. So let's look at the first page, page 21. We talked about in part one of this book. In the second part of part one, volume one of Diluting Wal Bara, it addressed the fundamental question of who are the Salaf and who are the Khalaf. And I know my ka is bad for my DNA cousins in Egypt who are listening. They're always on me about, oh, astaghfirullah, you should know how to speak Arabic. How can you be a Sadat and you don't know Arabic? Oh, I hear that all the time. Well, it's what happens when you're born in the USA. Okay. But anyway, I know my ka is bad. But anyway, that's what the second part of volume one talked about, the difference between the Salaf and the Khalaf. Okay. Now, let me explain to you who the Salaf are. We're going to focus on the Salaf today. The Salaf, these are the people that represent the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they are his righteous companions. And the early generation of Muslims, let me explain that. The Salaf, remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us in an authentic hadith that every prophet had his enemies and every prophet had his companions. He said Jesus alayhi salam had his companions. Moses alayhi salam had his. He told the companions, and you are my companions. And who are we talking about? We're speaking about the first generation of Muslims. These are the companions who were with the Prophet. They knew him. They were with him. They fought with him. They cried with him. They helped pave the way for us. These are the people that include Abu Bakr, Umar, Ali, Uthman, all the wives of the Prophet, all his stepchildren. They include Ibn Abbas, Abu Huraira, Ibn Masud, Ibn Umar, all of them. Okay? It also includes Abu Sufyan, Muawiyah, Khalid bin Walid, all who converted after the conquest of Mecca. So be careful what y'all say about Hind. Yes, Hind. Hind is one of the righteous companions, even though she was the one responsible for the death of Hamza. She converted to Islam after the conquest of Mecca. She's an eminent companion. Don't speak badly about Hind. Okay? Those are his righteous companions. So when we hear people use the Arabic term Salaf, we are referring to the original companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And not just them, but also the second generation that came after them, because those companions were their were their teachers. And it also refers to the third generation. And this is why Allah mentions them highly in the Quran. When Allah says in the Quran, the best of this nation are those who were with the Prophet, and then those who came after them, and those who came after them. We don't go no further. You don't have to go any further. That's why, for the brothers that ask me, that's why I don't teach what the imams had to say. I don't have to teach a madhab. I don't care about a madhab. I don't have to go further than those 3 generations. Everything that I am teaching you is based on what the Salaf said. When you guys ask me questions, this is why I don't need a fatwa from Islam Q&A. I don't care what no sheikh today have to say. Those companions already answered it. I can find the answers simply from what Abu Bakr and them said. Okay? Or the 2nd generation, or the 3rd. But 9 times out of 10, everything I give you is from the original companions. I don't even have to go to the 2nd or 3rd. Okay? Those are the Salaf. They are known for their deep understanding and their unwavering adherence to the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. If you ask me a question and I tell you what Aisha said, don't come back at me telling me what Sheikh come a dime a dozen said. Sheikh come a dime a dozen does not understand this religion better than Aisha, radiallahu anha. Allah says that. If I tell you what Atiyah said, I tell you that Atiyah said we never wore dark colors. That's an authentic hadith in Bukhari. Atiyah, she said we, the female companions, never wore dark colors unless we were mourning someone. And in that case, we would wear dark colors and we wouldn't wear makeup. We wouldn't wear makeup during the mourning. After we were done mourning, we would put on our colors and put on our makeup. That hadith is authentic. It's from Atiyah. Who was Atiyah? She was one of the righteous original companions. And she understands this religion better than any man on this planet today. So don't tell me what some sheikh said about women wearing colors, because he don't know nothing over Atiyah. Don't tell me what some imams said, because those imams didn't understand his religion better than Atiyah either. Y'all understand? That's the Salaf. They are known for their deep understanding and unwavering adherence to the teachings of this religion. Nobody was stronger than them in faith. Atiyah runs rings around any man of today. No man of today is on her level. She will be of those 70,000 who will enter paradise without being held accountable. She was even given the good news of paradise. So what do I care what your sheikh said about women wearing colors and makeup? When Atiyah said we wore them. Y'all understand? Just because people call themselves Salafi don't mean that they are. If they were truly Salafi, what does Salafi mean? Salafi is not a noun. It's not a title. It's an action. It means I am practicing my religion the way those original companions did. There's a lot of people that call themselves Salafi, but they're not. They're not following the deen, adhering to it with the understanding of these companions. They only have the understanding of their imams and their sheikh that they follow today. They'll take what their sheikh or they'll take what their imam says over Atiyah. If you're taking anything over Atiyah, you got a problem. Because the only people that can out-trump her are the other original companions. And all the other original companions said the same thing. The women did not wear dark colors unless they were mourning. And the women wore their makeup unless they were mourning. So I'm sorry. Just because you say you are Salafi, you're just talking. Talk is cheap. That's what separates Islam from Christianity. The Christians talk a good game too. Talk is cheap. Islam is all about actions. As the Prophet Muhammad said, whatever is in the heart will show through your actions. Stop calling yourself a Salafi. You're not. You're nothing like them. You're just like the people who follow madhabs. You follow certain people, and those people are not the companions. Okay? And those companions, their examples, serve as examples for us. If we should be living our lives following their example. What understanding did they have about how to pray? We should pray like them. What understanding did those females have about how to dress? We should be dressing like them. What understanding did they have about education? Everything we do should be based on their understanding, not the understanding of a fatwa or an imam of today. Y'all understand that? Most Muslims don't. This is why Allah sent in the war, because like the Prophet said, the true believers who are upon this, the true Muslims who are upon the way of the Salaf are only a handful. There's only a handful of us. The Prophet said, look throughout the entire earth. You'll only find a handful who will adhere to my tradition and the tradition of my companions. I only know several people. I only know several who will base it on what the companion said and not what an imam or sheikh said. So be careful. Don't be deluded by these terms, these nouns that people give. Salafi is not a noun, it's an action. Show me that you are upon the Salaf by your behavior, your actions, and what come out your mouth. Oppressing women, the Salaf didn't do that. Telling women they can't wear colors, that ain't the Salaf. Telling women they can't be beautiful, that ain't the Salaf. Telling women that they can't wear makeup, that ain't the Salaf either. Telling women that they have to be invisible, that ain't the Salaf, because the Salaf consisted of visible women. I gave you guys the story yesterday of Mara. She was not invisible. She was invincible. She was on that battlefield. She was right there with the men. Okay, so stop telling women that you are Salafi and then you are trying to oppress them, because that ain't the Salaf. You can't oppress a woman like Layla. I want a man to tell me I'm invisible. Tell me I'm invisible. I've been told that all my life. I'm still here. You know how many men been trying to take me off the internet? I'm still here. I refuse to be invisible. Hello. See where that gets you, brothers. So that's the Salaf. And I get so angry when I hear the sisters in South Africa. By the way, guys, the reason why I'm passionate about that invisible stuff, the sisters in South Africa are telling me that that's what they're being told. That whoever the imams are down there are telling them they're supposed to be invisible. Where do they get their knowledge from? Are they crazy? That ain't the Salaf. Because the Salaf were not invisible. Okay, so we talked about that in part one of volume 1 of Diluting Wal Bara. And then we talked about the opposite of the Salaf, the Khalaf. These are, when you hear this term, the Khalaf, this refers to the succeeding generation of Muslims who deviate away from the Salaf's understanding and application of the religion. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? I'm sorry to tell y'all, but most of these brothers and sisters that y'all follow on YouTube, even though they may call themselves Salafi, they ain't nothing like the Salaf, but they have a lot of characteristics like the Khalaf. Their interpretation of women is really tainted. Their application of the Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet is really messed up. Okay? So we talked about that, how people deviate away from what the companions said and what their interpretation of the religion is. I talked about that in detail. We talked about how the lawful and the unlawful are clear. There are no gray areas when it comes to the lawful and unlawful in Islam. I'm talking about the lawful and unlawful. There are no gray areas at all in regards to lawful and unlawful. It's clear. But we talked about how the Khalaf, on the other hand, you know, they'll try to, if it's something that they don't know, an answer that they don't know, or an answer that they don't understand, they'll try to make it a gray area. That's not the way of these companions, guys. The companions didn't do that. They didn't sit there and say there were gray areas in regards to that. There's no gray area. Intoxicants are haram. All intoxicants. Like Umar told the man that came to him and told him how in Syria they were making alcohol out of corn. Umar said, we ain't never heard of that. We never did that. But if I don't even know what it is. He said, but if it befogs your head, brain, it makes you high. It's an intoxicant. And that's the same thing we tell you brothers today. Yeah, the companions didn't know about weed, but they knew that anything that intoxicates the brain is haram. That's it. Meth, it makes you high, it's haram. Cocaine, it makes you high, it's haram. It's just that simple. Like I told you, the lawful and unlawful are clear. No gray areas in that. But the Khalaf, they make the gray areas. We got some brothers, some of them calling themselves Salafi. Did y'all know that? We got some Salafi brothers telling y'all that it's okay to get high for weed. How can you call yourself a person of the who follows the way of the Salaf, and you telling Muslims that they can smoke weed when the companion said, no way, Jose. If it makes you high, it's haram. So again, we find a lot of Muslims today are upon the Khalaf, not the Salaf. That's the reality. The truth hurts, a bitter pill to swallow. Also, we went into detail discussing how the companions interpreted allegiance. Allegiance. We talked about how the companions had allegiance to Allah, allegiance to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and allegiance to each other. And we talked about how if we Muslims today would apply their understanding of allegiance to ourselves today, we would be a stronger nation and we would have stronger communities. Okay? We discussed how the companions, they comprehended that anything that shows allegiance to something that opposes Allah or opposes the Prophet, we distance ourselves from it. The companions didn't participate in non-Muslim celebrations because they said this is showing allegiance to something that contradicts our morals, our morality. And that's why Umar, radiyallahu anha, he was the one that invented the so-called Islamic calendar. Umar was so strong in not wanting to be looped in a category of the non-Muslims. That he said, you know, the non-Muslims, they celebrate New Year's Day, and they begin their calendars with January 1st. He said, I want to be different than them. We're going to begin the calendar with the first Hijrah. So this is not an Islamic thing. This just shows how Umar was so strong in wanting to disassociate from the non-believers that he was the one that developed the Islamic calendar to be different from them. Does that mean that we celebrate a new year? No, Umar didn't celebrate no New Year's Day. That's why he developed that calendar, to prevent Muslims from doing that crap. Does that mean that we don't say that today is January 13th? No, this is not religious. It is January 13th. But that just shows how Umar really wanted to distance himself from being a part of any of the non-Muslims gatherings, celebrations, or any of that. We discussed all that. And then we discussed the companions' approach to creating a faith-centered environment, how they emphasized education, how they emphasized the religion, and how they emphasized togetherness. We talked about how the companions understood the need for Islamic education over everything else. We have to first learn about Allah, learn his names, his attributes. The way I teach you guys, that's the way the Prophet taught them. Look around you. Look at how Allah proves to us that he is what he is, and how we can take that and incorporate it in our lives to better our relationship with him. And then how we can take that and incorporate it into our relationship with others. So the companions were all about putting priority on the religion first, teaching how to pray correctly, teaching what the rules of menses are for women, teaching what the rules of marriage are, the rules of divorce and all of that. Religious education prioritized over secular. And then they emphasized the need to strengthen our relationship with Allah and each other. Y'all understand that? Muslims today have deviated, and I'm going to put all of here so y'all can take a screenshot. Screenshot all of this. Muslims today have deviated away from that. Like one of the sisters was saying yesterday, some of these Muslim schools in America, they don't even have Muslim teachers. It's just going to another school. What's the difference? You have one teacher come in that's Muslim and teach you the Fatiha. That's it. What about how to pray? What about Sirat al-Rasul? What about the story of the companions? What about that stuff? What about the role of women in Islam? The role of men in Islam? That stuff should be taught in the schools. What about the rules of fasting? What about the importance of Hajj? What about the importance of wanting for your brother what you want for yourself? This stuff should be taught in our Muslim schools, not just secular stuff. And also we talked about how our masjids should also be a reflection of unity and solidarity. The mosque should be the place where we can gather to be around other Muslims, to feel that sense of belonging, and also keep our Muslim identity intact. It's crucial to have this, for our communities to be based on this. But unfortunately, we don't find that. Okay? And then we discussed the possibility of constructing a 3-tiered companion-like faith environment. And we went over some of the guidelines they had. For example, we talked about how the companions would put people in different categories. They will look at the Muslims around them. Which Muslims are deserving of all allegiance? Which Muslims are deserving of allegiance on one hand and disassociation on the others? And which Muslims are deserving of nothing but disassociation? We talked about that. And then we also talked about the need to have knowledgeable, qualified teachers. And we talked about a qualified teacher is a one that adheres to the companions' principles. The principles of the companions in teaching our children and ourselves. Not a method, not imam. What did the companions say? What principles did they have? We also discussed the significance of community centers and organizations to promote allegiance and disassociation. We talked about having charitable engagement with each other, supporting each other. You brothers need to get to the masjid. Y'all out there in the streets protesting and boycotting. Y'all need to be in the masjid doing collective worship like the companions did. And we also discussed how by following the measures that the companions followed, only then will we Muslims have an environment that strengthens our commitment to Allah, to the Prophet, and to each other. So we covered all that, in that book. And we also examined how the companions felt allegiance and disassociation should be exhibited. We talked about how even those Muslims who are deserving of allegiance on one hand and disassociation, when we come upon them, we don't cast them out, but we remind them, we advise them, brother, stop doing the marijuana. I'll be here to help you if you need help. But you can't come around us with this weed on you and try to encourage and help one another, to stay away from that, which will bring you close to Shaitan and further away from Allah. We talked about balance, the importance of balance. The companions were balanced in their love. They were balanced in their hate. They didn't allow their love to transgress the limits. Just like when Abu Bakr, when his son married Atika, and I'm going to do her story too. Atika was another female companion who knows this religion better than any man on this earth today. Atika, radiallahu anha, when Abdul Rahman married her, he was so in love with her, he became obsessed with her. He stopped going to the mosque to pray. He stopped participating in jihad. So his father, Abu Bakr, went to him. He said, this love that you have for Atika is not love, it's obsession. He said, we should never love anyone on the same level as Allah. You have to balance. He said, and since you can't balance, I want you to divorce her. So obeying his father, Abdul Rahman divorced Atika. But he was so miserable, so unhappy because he loved her. So the Prophet remarried him back to Atika. And the Prophet made dua asking Allah to balance Abdul Rahman's love, and he did. So they had a happy marriage, and he was killed in the way of Islam. Okay? So we learn from stories like that the importance of balancing our love and also our hate, because the person we hate today can become someone we must love tomorrow, like Abu Sufyan. Abu Sufyan was one of the worst enemies to the Muslims. But when he converted to Islam, he proved himself at the battle When all the other Muslims left the Prophet alone on the battlefield on a donkey. It was Abu Sufyan who came to his rescue along with his aunt and along with Umayyah. It was Abu Sufyan that ran on that battlefield with his sword, defending the Prophet on that donkey. And that's when the Prophet said, told his companions, this is why we have to be moderate in our hate. Because the one you hate can end up converting to Islam, becoming someone you have to love. You all hate Abu Sufyan for what he did to me. But he's just proved himself. He's proven that he believes La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. He lost his eye. He lost his eye protecting the Prophet on that donkey. And Allah told Abu Sufyan, I can give you back your eye now, or I can hand it to you in person on the day of judgment. Abu Sufyan told the Prophet, tell Jibril that I'd rather Allah hand me back my eye in person on the day of judgment. Oh, subhanAllah, I love Abu Sufyan. That's going to be another one of my husbands. I'm making a choice. If I can't have the Prophet Muhammad, and if I can't have Moses, I'm going with Abu Sufyan. Hello, Abu Sufyan. Okay? So we learn from stories like that we have to be balanced. The companions were taught balance by the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet warned them against extremism, and he encouraged a faithful Muslim community that adheres to the Islamic teachings with balance. So these are the things that we talked about in the second part of volume 1, Diluting Wala and Bala. And so now what I want to do is give you guys a quiz. And by the way, for people living here where I live, we just got an alert. My phone, the store, whoever lives out here where I live, the ice rink is closed. I don't know why these people text me this, but they want me to let the people that live in the falls know that the ice rink is, I know why. Oh, they had planned to go ice skating with the kids. Oh, subhanallah. The ice rink is closed, guys, in the falls. So whatever Muslim, they had a Muslim group here that were taking the kids to the ice skating tomorrow. Okay, I see it. The brothers texted me. Oh, this is the masajid where I live at. Okay, the ice rink is closed. So no ice skating for the falls tomorrow. Oh, is it that bad outside? Girl. All right. So let's look at the quiz. Oh, that was nice. I would have loved to go ice skating. Okay. So it's closed in the morning. Yeah, they're closed tomorrow. Whoever lives in the falls, where I live, no ice skating tomorrow. It's closed. It's canceled. Okay. So let's ask the question here. Who are the Salaf? Who are the Salaf, and what is this Arabic term referring to? Who would like to answer that question? Go ahead. Can you guys hear me? Come on. Who are the Salaf? What and do I have anybody on Fame? Are you on YouTube to tell me what answers they come up with? I can see the answers on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm there.
Let me know what they type on YouTube. Anybody else in Zoom? Who are the Salaf, and what is this Arabic term referring to? You guys should know.
The Salaf are like the group of people, or the group of Muslims that follow the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his companions. Like they practice the religion correctly.
Okay, and who are the Salaf amongst them people? Give me the rest of it. What is this term referring to? When you hear this term Salaf, what is it referring to? What people are referring to?
Sister Fatima said that they are known for their understanding and unwavering adherence to their teachings of the Quran and Sunnah.
Yeah, but who are they? Who are they that are known for that? Who are they that are known for their unwavering commitment? Who are they?
To the prophet, predecessors, starting with the Prophet, his first 3 generations, and the scholars who follow right after them.
Is that her answer correct? Is her answer correct? She said the prophet, the 3 generations, and scholars that come after them. Is that correct?
No, not the scholars that come after them.
This is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all got to get that scholar crap out of here. Somebody give me who are the Salaf?
They are the 3 generations after the Prophet Muhammad, his companions.
After his companions, y'all got to get it right.
I'm sorry.
It's his generation and the 2 that follow after them.
Yeah, keep scholars out of there. Keep scholars out of there. Where y'all get that from? Y'all better stop following Mathabs. This ain't no Mathabian website. Okay, who are the Salaf? Write it down, Muslims. These are the Prophet Muhammad and those original companions that were with him. And then those who came after them and those who came after them. Period. Dot. Period. Dot. So to summarize it, the first 3 generations of Muslims, those are the Salaf. The first 3 generations of Muslims, the Salaf. Y'all got it? And I'm going to tell you guys, if we were to learn these hadiths, you wouldn't have to go no further than them. Because like I prove to y'all all the time, there is no question that any Muslim can come up with that has not been addressed by any of those first 3 generations. I prove it because y'all never see me using no fatwa or no imam's opinion. Y'all got to get back away from this scholar stuff. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said one of the signs of the last nation is this: there will appear amongst the people many who can recite the Quran beautifully, and they will issue Islamic verdicts that will contradict what Allah says, that will contradict what I have said. Don't be duped by them. Don't be intimidated by them, because they will never, ever understand this religion until they learn what I said and what I did and what these companions were upon. Hello. I'm trying to take y'all back. I'm trying to take y'all away from what the sheikh said. And I'm trying to take y'all to what the prophet said. And if it's something that's unclear, I'm trying to get you guys to look at things the way the Salaf looked at them, to look at things the way these companions looked at them, not the way these imams look at them, not the way your sheikh looks at them. I'm sorry. Scholar comes a dime a dozen today. The term scholar is being flipped around too much. Everybody's a scholar. Y'all got people calling little boys scholars because they memorized how to sing the Quran. You got young men in their 30s called mufti, in their 40s called mufti. Mufti is a term I would never give another Muslim because it's a term of arrogance. What God-fearing Muslim man would refer to himself as being a mufti? The companions didn't even want you to come to them and ask them a question. But we got young men today calling themselves muftis. What a term of arrogance. I'm trying to take y'all away from that and back to these companions. So y'all better keep that term scholar out of my website. This is El Quran wa Sunnah. The name says it all. Everything y'all say here better be based on the prophet and them companions and their understanding. Don't y'all come in here with your shake understanding. It's going to get kicked out. I ain't about that. Y'all understand? Y'all better write that down and know what the Salaf are. All right. And who were their scholars? Their scholars were them. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Aisha, the ones y'all don't want to talk about. Umayyah, y'all don't want to talk about them. I'm keeping it real. Next question. The ideal educational system for our youth here in America should entail what things, with emphasis on which one more? Who want to handle that? Based on the Salaf, what the companions say. What's the ideal educational system for our youth here in America? Y'all scared to answer now? Why come when I come down on y'all, y'all get scared? Y'all need to stop getting scared and just get an answer right. Y'all need to start answering right. Stop answering like your masjid do. A lot of y'all give your masjid answers. I don't care what your imam say. This is lailanasheeba's website. I don't bring what your imam said here, because your imam is probably wrong. Sorry, truth hurts. What's the ideal educational system for our youth here in America? Come on, guys. What things should we teach? And what I'm asking is what to teach. What should our education?
Learn about Allah.
Okay.
Learn about Allah first.
Okay, and come on, keep going. Just tell us.
Learn about Allah first. Learn about the Prophet, and then learn about the rules after. But you have to know Allah first.
Yes. What are the rules?
The guidelines.
What
the
guidelines?
Laws. What Allah said.
What's Allah said? Oh, now you.
What are, somebody help me out.
What should we teach in our Islamic school? That's all I'm asking. What should we teach the kids?
The life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu.
That should be included too. What else?
That's the one to pray.
How to pray. Exactly. Don't say guidelines. Guidelines, you should say, or obligations. What are the obligations? How to pray. Go on. Keep going.
How to fast.
The rules of fasting. Go on.
The lawful, the unlawful.
Yeah, the lawful and unlawful. Also the stories of the companions. The story of the prophet and all of that. You got to help the children develop love for Allah, love for the prophet. They don't know him. So you have to tell them about him, like we're doing here at Sunnahfollowers. Why do y'all think we emphasize Sirah here? We emphasize Aqidah, Hadith, and Sirah. Why do you think Mukhtar takes all that time? He's a professional teacher. He's a historian, and he gives y'all the story of the Prophet Muhammad, the story of those companions, so you can develop a love for them. And so you can become like them, because they're supposed to be our role models. Instead of y'all teaching your children to have mufti so-and-so and sheikh so-and-so as they role model, these muftis and sheikhs are nobodies. And you don't know what goes on behind closed door with those men. But you knew what went on behind closed door with these companions. Teach them about these companions. That should be their role model, not these losers of today. Seriously, not the losers of today. Because today is filled with a lot of losers. I'm just keeping it real. And I know y'all don't like when Layla talks real, but I'm sorry. And I ain't sorry. The truth is a bitter pill to swallow. The people today are losers. Most of us. Who were the heroes? The heroes of Islam. were the men of yesterday, were the women of yesterday, not the women and men of today. That's the reality. That's the truth. Allah says it in the Quran. The best of this nation are those first 3 generations. That's clear. They're the best. People today, we're losers. Why would I teach you about Mufti so-and-so? He ain't nobody. But I will teach you about Abu Huraira. I will teach you about Abu Bakr. I will teach you about Umar. Why would I teach you about sister wannabe nun? She ain't nobody. She's just sister wannabe nun. But I will teach you about Aisha radiallahu anha, Salama, Atiya, Atika, Kaula. Okay? Y'all understand that? So the Muslim schools should have that stuff included. It should be someone teaching not just Arabic. Arabic ain't nothing but a language. Okay? You want to teach them about Allah, how to get close to Allah. Teach them about the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how to develop love for him. Teach about his companions, because those are the heroes of every generation. Teach about the obligations. Teach what their role is as a woman. You know how the Kafirs have what they call it, home. What was that class? And I'd never liked. I used to play hooky. Home economics. You know how the Kafir schools have home economics. You Muslim schools need to have home economics for the girls, teaching the girls how to be a wife, how to be a mother, what menses is, okay, what it means, and all of that. How to please your husband when you get married. How to please your children when you get married. You know, home economics. And you brothers need a home economics class for the schools. Teaching a boy how to be a provider, how to be a man. Because most boys in America don't know how to be men. Teaching them what manhood entails. How to be a provider, a maintainer, a protector. What does it mean to protect your family? What does it mean to protect your wife? We need home economic classes like that in our Muslim schools. The companions emphasize that stuff. All right. Okay, mashallah. We're going to stop right here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? And by the way, we do have the call in and Ask Sister Layla live show. My Ask Sister Layla live show will be tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Inshallah, you'll be able to come here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Twitch or Trovo or LinkedIn or my Zoom room. And you can ask me your questions about Islam. And if there's a question that I cannot answer, which there always is, because I don't know it all, I will not hesitate to call Sheikh Morsi. And by the way, last week, y'all had a good question about the meat. Y'all remember that question about the hadith that's authentic, that speaks about how if you eat any meat that's been cooked, you should make wudu. Remember y'all asked Sheikh Morsi that question and I called him on the phone and he gave the answer? That video is going viral. It's got over 600 views, which is a lot for us. Because a lot of Muslims didn't know that, you know. They didn't know that. They didn't know that that hadith, there's different types of ablution. That hadith does not mean go make a wudu. It means rinse your mouth and wash your hands. And it's not an obligation. It's just something the Prophet, you know, taught the companions to be clean, you know, to rinse your mouths out, you know, take the grease off your hands when you eat meat, because you don't want to walk around greasy and grimy. So that was a good question and a good answer. A lot of people enjoyed learning that. So, yeah, but the Q&A is tonight at 9 p.m. Let me put that there. And don't forget, you can join any of our platforms for that. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, DLive, Trovo, LinkedIn, and you can type your questions there, and inshallah, I'll answer them. Yeah, any other questions or comments? And please support us. We are desperately in need of donations, guys, to pay our website expenses. Oh my God. We were overdrawn, okay? And we still are because some more stuff went through. You know, we are overdrawn in our checking account. Please donate to take us out of the bread. And we got other bills that's getting ready to come out next Monday. So please support us. We are a nonprofit organization. And look at all the blessings you guys are getting, because your donations are what I'm using to make these videos and everything. You're getting a reward. Anybody that watches any of our videos, anybody that listens to any of my lectures, anybody that learns anything, you are getting my reward, Sheikh Morsi's reward, Dr. Jamali's reward, Sheikh Atli's reward. You're getting whatever reward Allah gives us, because we wouldn't be able to keep this going without your donations, because it's a nonprofit. So please scan that QR code and support us, or you can, donate by going to the website, Sunnahfollowers.net, or Zelle. Zelle is best because they don't take no money out. PayPal takes percentages out, but Zelle is Layla@Sunnahfollowers.net. Okay, any questions? Go ahead, Zoomer. Who was that had a question in the Zoom room?
Sister Fatima said today is January the 12th. I think you said the 13th or something like that. She said, let you know today is the 12th.
Did I put it on something?
No, I think you just mentioned it.
Oh, it's the 12th. Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever the day is. Y'all know, another day in the life of Layla. The days just come and go. And I just sit here waiting for it to end. I don't know. But it's the 12th. Okay. Make sure I got a note of that. It's the 12th. Yeah. And don't forget, guys, I will put this advertisement out for Brother Muhammad Ziada. We're going to have him on the 2nd of February, speaking about the impact of social media upon this nation and how to climb out of its webs. That's going to be February 2nd from 9 to 11. Brother Muhammad Ziada, he's a police officer, from out of Florida. He's Palestinian. Easy on the eye for you sisters. I know Dramali will be with him, and y'all know Dramali's always been easy on the eye. So 2 easy on the eye brothers for y'all. I gotta make a joke out of something. SubhanAllah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna close out right now. Our blog. Did somebody have something to say? You had a question? What's wrong?
Oh, it's Omar here. I think her mic is.
Okay, take care of that. Okay, well, anyway, I'll log back on, guys, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all have y'all questions together. Y'all got questions for me today, too, right? Did y'all get some questions put up for me, Zoomers? Yeah, Fatima's one of my students, too. Y'all know that. Let me tell y'all about it. What happened was the Christians then found out about my YouTube channel. So the Christians been joining, typing about Jesus love you. So I have to put a lot of my students in YouTube to make them moderators to keep these Christians out, because we got Christians coming in here like crazy now, talking about the Lord. I told y'all the one comment I got this week. Some Christian woman left me a comment. She said, honey, only the Lord can save you. She told me you need Jesus in your life because you're so far gone. She said, only the Lord Jesus can save you, honey. She said, I'm gonna pray for Jesus to save you. So they've been coming in here, those Christians. So I have to put my students in there on YouTube to ban them out of there. It's just ridiculous. They say I need Jesus in my life. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what happens. One of the sisters here is asking, yeah, that's true. The sister here is saying that she heard that when one of the righteous men died, he said that Shaitan came to him telling him to accept Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, that happens to a lot of people. Remember, guys, the journey against Shaitan does not end until Allah pulls your soul from your throat. There's a lot of people who were right when they were dying. They would be saying, oh my God, they're trying to get me to accept Jesus as my Lord. Yeah, that's your jinn. He's going to try to get you to denounce Islam even at death and say that you believe in Jesus. Yeah, that's how terrible Shaitan is. The battle against him never ends until our soul is pulled. Yeah, so that's something that we all are going to have to deal with. All right, so I'm going to log out, but I'll log back on at 9. Make sure you guys have your questions ready for me to answer for you, inshallah. Okay, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa